Hello! Welcome to my eyeshadow palette collection video. I'm gonna try to separate it by brand, but we'll see how it goes. So starting off with, I'm gonna start with my ColourPop. So first up, I have the Tinkerbell palette. I do have a couple unopened palettes. I'm not gonna actually open them. This is one of them, just because I don't want to open them until I'm ready to use them. I'm not ready to use this. I also have the Honey. I literally just ordered these, so I don't want to open them until I'm ready to use them. And same with the Powerpuff Girls palette. Sorry. And the Avatar palette. I haven't opened yet because I literally just got these. These ones are open. I just really like the packaging, so I keep putting them back in the box. I have the Sailor Moon palette, and I have used this a couple of times. I know a lot of people really rave about it, but it's just because of the collab name. And don't get me wrong, I'm a huge Sailor Moon fan and I love it, but the quality is so-so. Like, some of these shades don't show up that well, but I do think that's their intended purpose. But just for my personal preference, it's not really what I personally tend to gravitate towards. But it's pretty decent. And then next up is, I think it's the Child palette. Mandalorian, yeah, the Child. This one actually was really nice. The greens were really dusty, though. As you can see, they've made a huge mess. But it is a very beautiful palette. I do really love the tones of the greens in this. And the Barbie palette. I think I only used the Barbie one once. And I remember the quality of the shadows I did try in here being really good. But who doesn't love a good Barbie palette? Very cute. Oh, actually, oh yeah, I think I just used this shimmer shade here, and that was it. Okay. Oh, I should have pre-taken these out of boxes. Okay. Then I have this little Thumper palette, and I love this palette. It's so cute. This green shade here is really pretty all over the lid. Okay, and then I have 3 of these little tropical Hello Kitty ones. I think they're from summer last year. The blue one's just okay. It's not my personal favorite out of the 3 of them. I personally like the orange one the best. I didn't buy the yellow one because I knew I eventually wanted to get the Honey palette, which I did very recently get. So I skipped it. But this palette is very beautiful. I actually like it in companion with the Huda Beauty Neon Pink palette. I think it looks really well with it. And the shades are very beautiful. I am a huge sucker for pink eyeshadow though. And then here's the orange one, which is my personal favorite. If you just use this palette, your eyes will look like a creamsicle. It's a lot of fun. Then I do have all of the Animal Crossing palettes. I am a huge Animal Crossing fan. I actually don't like the quality of these though. I don't think that they're very good. Like this one I remember being really patchy, the Nooks Ink one. Like this green shade I had some issues with, so I haven't really used it just because I had that one bad experience and then I have so many eyeshadows, why would I go back to it? Isabel, I think I just don't really like the colors, but these are at the front of my shelf, so I do like looking at them just for their packaging, which I know is probably not the best. I did move the shades around so that all of the pressed glitters are in one palette. So normally each of these has one. I think out of all of them, this one is the best though, the What a Hoot. So again, that's just like the lighter purple shade from inside the Isabel palette. And then the actual glitter shade from here, I took out and put inside the Isabel palette. So you'll see that in a second. And I did actually finally get around to using the pressed glitters on my face. And it was really cute. I really liked it. I would highly recommend for concerts, and that's what I did. And these are the pressed glitters. So they're not actually eye safe, so that's why I say use them on your face. Very beautiful on the face. And yeah, that's all my ColourPop palettes. So next up, I'll be doing my Natasha Denona palettes. I think this is the Cranberry. The quality is probably the worst of all the Natasha Denona palettes I own. But it's okay. My favorite has to be this one, which I think is the Joya. Yeah, this is the Joya Holiday palette. And this one is, I can't even read that, Aries. And this blue shade's really pretty, but the rest of these colors I didn't really like. I think I did mix and match one of the shadows between the two. I think I swapped these two. As you can tell, I use this palette much more than this one. Although on camera it never looks like they're used. This one's brand new, so I'm not going to open it. It's the Coral palette. And then I did buy the Pastels palette in the last VIB spring sale. I am a huge fan of this shade right here, Bubble. I do like more fun, like brighter colors when I'm at home and I just want to like play around with the eyeshadows. This mint color, it just disappears for some reason. I don't know, like it doesn't show up on me. I'm pretty fair, so I'm not too sure. The airy color is okay. Again, it tends to disappear. You definitely do need to use some kind of base or eyeshadow primer with these though. Otherwise they do just blend away into nothing. That's the mattes, of course. The shimmers are okay. This one's more of like a glitter topper though. It's not really like a true shimmer metallic shade like this one is, or this one. The Arctic, I think is what it's called. It's really hard to read them when they're metallic. That one's really good. I really like that one. I do have the Natasha Denona Love palette, which I haven't opened yet because I already have so many open pink shadows. I'm just saving it for the perfect opportunity. The Viva palette also didn't open yet. Don't judge me. And then the Lila palette. I think I have used this one. Don't ask why. Sometimes I put them back in the box and sometimes I don't. There is no rhyme or reason to the craziness. Yeah, I think I used this shade here. Yeah, it's very beautiful. And this one. I do remember them both being very beautiful. I should use it more, but I don't. Do I know why? No. Was it very expensive? Yes. Yes, it was. Is Natasha Denona my favorite formula though? Yes. Yes, it is. This is the Sunset palette. And I also haven't used this one, so I'm not going to open it. And then this is the Gold palette. I've used this a bunch. And I do really love it. This shade here. Oh, perfect. It's what I dream of. It is literally what I dream of. Oh my god. And I love this shade. It's very unique to my collection. I don't have a lot of like mustardy colors like that. So it does just really speak to me. Can you see that? Like the foil on her shimmers is everything I want. I used to have some of like her little minis, but I didn't like the quality. The quality, to be honest, reminded me of this Cranberry palette, which again, it's probably the worst of all the ones I own, but still better than like drugstore. But I do really like it still. That's a lie. It's just okay. Yeah, so that's all my Natasha Denona. Next up is Pat McGrath. I don't know how to transition, so don't judge me. First up, we have this pinky palette from I don't remember when. I don't like that I have to keep these slips. Like, I try to keep them on all my palettes, but it's really hard. It's like sometimes you just lose them, and then that's where the names are. I think they also have them on the back, maybe if you read it. Yeah, it does if you read it. But, like, I don't know. For the price point, I feel like they could have printed the names in the packaging. I don't know. I don't think I'm the biggest fan of this color story. Just in terms of pink palettes, I have nicer ones. This one I really like for Christmas. I also just don't like the style of this packaging at all. Yeah, I like this shade here. I use a lot at Christmas time. This one's okay. Do I regret buying this one? Yes. But is it pretty and does it look nice on the shelf? Also yes. So is it worth it? Probably. Now this one I never use, but the packaging is stunning. I think I've used this one once and I didn't like how it turned out. It made me look very muddy. Like this color tone doesn't look good on me. So if I have a friend who's watching this and wants it, let me know. You know who you are. Randos, that's a hard no. But my one friend who's probably going to watch this, because I'll send it to her. If you want it, let me know. And then, I think this is also a pink one. Let's find out. I don't really remember this one. Oh yeah, it's like a purpley pink. this was like really, really bright. I remember I put on my eyelids and I'm like, okay, she came out to play. This one's really pretty. I don't know if you can tell, it's like a little bit duochrome-y. It's very nice. This shade here is very, very pretty. Again, I feel like these are more just statement pieces. And then this one, unfortunately, I have a broken shade. Yeah. So the palette itself is a little messy. I think like everyone who owns this probably has this green shade broken. I think I've only used 2 shades, this one and this one. This one was okay, but the green, unfortunately, was mixed into it when I picked it up, so it came out kind of weird on my lid. And then this purple was just stunning. Yeah, so that's all of my Pat McGrath ones. Okay, so here are my ABH palettes. I've never opened this. I got it from Winners, as you can see, on sale for $24. And I just never got around to using it. I am going to keep it. Yeah. This one, though, however, the Navina palette, I love. These colors are so dreamy on the lid. Especially like this one and Celestial, Wild Child and Celestial. Oh, they're stunning. And Incense, again, it's like that other color I like in the Gold palette by Natasha Denona. This kind of like muted shade. Stunning. Okay, then I have Modern Renaissance. I've actually never liked this palette. I only bought it because it was like severely hyped up. But yeah, the only color in here that I think I kind of liked was this one here. The Bourbon Fresco. Yeah. It's a classic. That's all of my ABH palettes. Moving on from there, I do have some Urban Decay. These are all very old. This is a Kristen Leanne palette. My name's Leanne, so I bought it. I've never actually opened it. The colors are very me, though, so whoever this Kristen Leanne person is, you did a good job. And then a classic, the original Urban Decay Naked. Everyone loves it. Everyone loves it. Sidecar, of course. It's a cult classic for a reason. Jean Michel palette. I just really like the color story. I'm not quite sure who this artist is. But the color story of this in particular palette was really pretty. But the quality just wasn't there. It didn't perform well. I think I used it twice, and both times I found it very patchy. So I never really ended up using this. But the packaging was really pretty, so I kept it. And then a classic again, very expired. This one's very old, is the Electric palette. Yeah, she's pretty, but obviously I don't use it because it's very old, and I just keep it more for like a collector's piece / memories, mementos. But yeah, she's a beaut. I'm just gonna do MAC and Bobbi Brown together. They're both owned by Estee Lauder, so I figured why not. I have no idea what this is called. Do I remember? What's it say in here? Red Hot Times and 9. I think I used it once and it stained my eyelids, and then I never used it again. But I picked it up with my friend at the warehouse sale, so I mostly just keep this one for memories. Same with this one here. I think this is the collab palette. Point and Shoot. Maybe not. And then this one's actually brand new. I've never used it. I just took it out of its box and left it in my drawer. I think I got it as a gift. It is very pretty. Maybe one day I'll use it. Hopefully before it expires. And then here's my Bobbi Brown ones. These two, I got this one for Christmas. I haven't had a chance to use it yet because I haven't gone anywhere that I want to wear something dramatic. Hopefully soon now that COVID restrictions are gone. And then this one I picked up myself. It's like kind of a taupey gray color scheme, and I'm vibing with it. I don't have a lot like that in my collection, and I do really like the Bobbi Brown formula. I have another palette that has like those taupey gray tones, and I love this palette, but I'm starting to think it might be going bad because this one's quite old. So I picked this one up from Winners to replace it because I can't buy Bobbi Brown full price. It's too expensive. And then this, oh, I love this shade right here. when I swatched it in the store, I fell in love with the shade. I took it home, I put it in the drawer, and because of the awkward size of the packaging, I've never used it. One day. This, however, if I lost all of my eyeshadow palettes and I could only rebuy like 5, for sure this would have to be in like my top 5. I love this palette so much, primarily for this shade right here. It's the most beautiful sparkle all over the lid. It's absolutely stunning. Like, if you ever get a chance to buy Bobbi Brown eyeshadows, please pick them up because they are some of the best quality eyeshadows and they're so slept on. I can't recommend this eyeshadow palette enough. I know it was a limited edition holiday one from a few years ago now. So it's probably technically expired. Am I still going to use it? Yeah. And again, like I said, one of my favorites. If you ever get the chance, pick up a Bobbi Brown eyeshadow palette. You won't be disappointed. Okay, so this is my Bare Minerals. I only have 3 of them, but this formula, I fell in love with. This is one of the first palettes I ever like really bought myself. And like these face product, like this cheek product, it was like the only blush I owned for so long. And it's so pretty. Same with this one. So like I would put this one all over, and then like just on the apples of my cheek, I would put this light one. Stunning. And this bronzer, stunning. And then these eyeshadow shades are so pretty. This cognac shade, ugh, beautiful. Yeah, I've never really heard people talking about the Bare Minerals formula, but honestly, it's really good quality. This is very expired, and I would not put this on my face. Now, I just keep it because, again, it's memories for me, and I love it. This one I got for the present, and I think I used it once. It was really pretty. I might, like, repurpose it because I did recently buy, like, one of those make your own watercolor paints, so I might turn this into a watercolor palette because I think it would be a really pretty earthy tone. It's in a maybe to be reused for something else pile, but it is very pretty. This one I'm not going to open because I think it's brand new. I believe it's like a purpley palette. It is very good. I did get it for Christmas. I think someone picked up from Winners. Then I'm going to go on to my Viseart palettes. This one came broken, so I never want to use it because I'm scared I'm going to break it more. Like, this pans all popped out, like it came like this, so it was very like heartbreaking for me. I feel like that's not the order they're supposed to be in, but whatever. Yeah, so doesn't get used very often because she broken. This little tiny cute thing is adorable. Again, see, I got a thing for like these rosy and purple tones. I'm very like naturally drawn to them. And this is one of the Theory palettes. I feel like in minks. There you go. These coppery shades right here is stunning. Very beautiful. And I've opened one of these. I think it's this one. I honestly can't remember, so I don't want to open them until I'm ready to use them because one of these is brand new. Well, I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I've used this one a bunch, but can't remember. This one I have opened and used. The quality was okay. I didn't think it was worth it. I probably should have returned it, to be honest. I didn't really like it. Like, a lot of the shades just end up looking the same on the lid. But I'm not a pro makeup artist, so I'm probably doing something wrong. But yeah, I know a lot of these shades over here, like, I didn't think they were really worth the money, but I bought it, so it happened. We're moving on. Okay, so my Huda Beauty palettes. My all-time favorite palette currently is the Huda Beauty Neon Pink. I wish that they still sold this so people could buy it still, because I honestly think it would sell better now than it did when it came out. And these are just meant to be shimmer toppers. They're not meant to be full coverage shimmers. So I know when it came out, like, a lot of people didn't like that, but honestly, I think that's so pretty. And this purple shade right here is my favorite purple of all time. And these two peachy kind of colors, they're so bright on the lid and the tan. I know they look a little muted right now, but honestly, they're stunning. Stunning. One of my favorite palettes of all time. This palette here, I hate the mattes in. That makes you look like you have a bruise. Or maybe it's just on my skin tone it does. It might look really beautiful on someone, maybe more with the deeper skin tone I could see it looking prettier on. But on my skin tone, it looks like someone beat my face. The shimmers are okay. Like this one's kind of hard to pick up. And like this one I think already has hard pan, and I think I've only used it twice. So maybe that says more about my makeup brush that I was using than anything, but yeah, I'm not the biggest fan. I could probably see myself letting this one go, to be honest. I'm gonna put that in like a maybe pile. It's not meant to be a declutter, but it's low-key turning into it. This one I used maybe once. Again, I just didn't really like the quality of it. I felt like the shimmers were just okay, and the mattes were just okay. It was a gift though, so I will keep it forever and ever, but it was just okay. The Hutie Boozy Desert Dusk, again, it was just okay. Some of these shades, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So this one here, Twilight, it's like those other shades in the neon pink palette. It's just meant to be a topper. It's not meant to be a full all over the lid shade. And it is really pretty. The mattes in this one, I would say, like, are a little bit better than the mattes in the Amethyst palette, performance-wise. But they're not, like, amazing. Like, I wasn't blown away, which is why I haven't really bought a lot of her palettes, like, nothing in recent years. Just because the ones I do have, there's only one palette out of 4 that I'm absolutely in love with. And I didn't even fall in love with this palette until recently. Because, again, at the time it came out, I feel like these colors just weren't in. Like, they weren't it. But now, it came out at the wrong time, so anyways, now moving on to Tarte. These Tarte palettes, very old as well. This one is Magic. Oh, Make Believe in Yourself. I think this one's finally starting to go off. For the longest time, this was just like my partner palette, and I would come into it when I wanted a specific like shimmer shade, and then this was my inner corner highlight for like every look I did. I think like I could probably turn this into watercolor paint and I would be very happy. So I'm going to put this in my maybe pile to decide on a future date and time. This palette I will never, ever, ever, ever get rid of, because I'm pretty sure between this one and the Bare Minerals one, either one of these, I might have ordered them at the same time, I can't remember, but one of them is my first ever eyeshadow palette that I bought for myself. And again, it's so old that it's got this little slit to tell me the names of all the shadows. I go in this way. And I think at the time I didn't really know how to use matte, so I only used the shimmer shade, and I would just smear them all over my lid. And that's how I went out. This one's newer-ish, and it's really pretty. This is one of those ones where, like, if for some reason there was a house fire and I lost all my eyeshadow palettes or whatever, I would repurchase this. Mostly for the shade Funny Girl. And Flower Child is like the perfect, like, my skin tone to just flatten out my lid. And then this I got as a Christmas present. It's one of those giant ones that they do. I think I used it once. And then, like, these hard panned the first time I used them. And I'm pretty sure I used, like, brand new brushes, so I'm not even, like, I just freshly washed them. I'm not even sure what their problem was. I think that, like, when they do these giant holiday palettes, they just press them too hard, and they don't perform as well as their normal products. So I do own, like, Tarte blushes in the circular pans, and they perform just fine. But it was a gift, so I will keep it forever and ever and ever. Okay, so this is the no, like, particular brand order. I just own one from this. This was awful. Do not recommend. I am going to turn this into eyeshadow. I'm going to turn this eyeshadow into watercolor. So I'm just going to put that aside. I love Care Bears, so I had to pick up both of these Violet Boss palettes. The big one I think was a waste of money. It's not, the quality is okay. It's a little patchy. The colors I use, and, like, even the shimmers, they weren't that shimmery. But this little one is really good quality. Like, this shade here, the shade Bedtime Bear and Secret Bear are really good. Harmony Bear is a weird color. Like, it just does not look good on me. But I'm sure someone out there it will suit. I am not that girl. But these 4 right here is where it's at for me. I could do without these 2 colors. I don't even think I've ever swatched Champ Bear. Like, it just doesn't draw me in. Love the Care Bears. And then my lovely mother got this for me a few weeks ago. She found it at Walmart. It's the Wet n Wild Care Bear one. I haven't opened it yet. I've been, like, just sitting it on my desk and looking at it every day because it makes me so happy. Then I have this NARS palette, which is also really old, but this palette's really cool. It's a bunch of duochrome, like, topper shades that change your shadow. Like, I don't know if it really even shows up on camera, but, like, it basically just goes on top of your shadow, and it will add, like, that color shift to it. So, like, in person, these are very light. You can see how on camera they're showing up more as the color. So this was a very cool palette from NARS. Lime Crime, one of these like Polly Pocket Candy palettes. It was okay. I think this would make a really pretty bronzer. I tried to dip my brush into it once, but I kept getting the purple on it, which was not it. This purple shade's really ugly. This shade just shows up as nothing. This blue shade, I'm pretty sure shows up as nothing as well. Let me, it's okay. This shade's really pretty though. Again, it's like kind of like a topper. Very beautiful, but I think I'm gonna turn this into a watercolor. Then this is the only other Lime Crime palette I own, and I've never used it. It's brand new. I want to use it soon though, so I really like this shade, and this shade are really speaking to me. This is a Kevin Kwan palette, Making a Beauty. I've never opened it. I'm not going to open it. It's more just for memories for me. And then this is the only Kat Von D palette I own. I only dip into it to use these shades here. I hate her mattes. I find they're very hard to blend out. Very pigmented, but again, just the blendability is not there. And I'm not a makeup artist, so it's not for me. This one's very pretty. It's just for like a little mini travel on the go. And I think I might turn this also into watercolor. Like, the shimmers are okay. Like, just okay. But the mattes were really patchy. So, that's gotta go. And I think these tones just didn't look good on me. So, I will add this into my try to turn it into watercolor palette. This is one of those Bucks and Build Your Owns. These two shades are stunning. This one, I kind of regret buying. But the other two, very pretty. This is a Paradise of Peach palette. Very pretty as well. This is a Smashbox one. I got it as a gift. I don't really like these color tones, but I love the person who gave it to me. So I am just going to keep it. This one I bought while I was on the road because I just needed something to quickly do my look. And I used my fingers, and honestly, the eye look turned out so pretty. So I highly recommend this for anyone who just needs something quick, grab to go. You don't have any makeup brushes or anything, because it's really easy to work with. This one I'm going to turn into a watercolor palette. The packaging's really pretty. But I don't like these tones, but I never even opened it. But yeah, it's a purple tone palette with that like darky kind of purple that looks like a bruise on me. So I am just going to turn that into a fun watercolor palette. This palette, I wanted to love it so much. My lovely friend bought it for me because I wanted it for so long. For these two shades right here. Obviously, the Kitten shade was everything I ever wanted. The rest of them just, they weren't it for me. But I do still like love it and use it occasionally. This is the Morphe 35OS. So it's the fully shimmer one. And I think I've only ever used this shade and this shade. Maybe this shade. Maybe a few shades. It's okay. It's the only Morphe palette I own, so I don't know much about their overall quality, but this one was alright. Okay, now this is the most collector part of my collection. It's Too Faced palettes. I love the Too Faced packaging. So without further ado, let's just get straight into it. This Life is a Festival. I didn't really like it. Like, the quality on these ones is probably the worst out of any Too Faced palette I've ever used. But the packaging's really cute, so stay with me for life. These I felt were very slept on. Like, this one in particular is the perfect, like, everyday palette. Like, I really, really like it. Like, these shades here, they're like a cream shade. Like, I think this one and this one are cream. And they work like a dream. This one I don't really use as much. I think I just used the cream shade because, again, I really like this cream formula they have going on in these palettes. And they smell amazing. For the small tin palettes, I do have the Too Faced Peanut Butter palette. I convinced my mom to drive all the way to the States just so we can buy this. And the Natural Eyes. This is a very good, again, everyday palette. Small tins, I have Sugar Cookie. This one, again, not the best quality. It's kind of like the Too Faced is a Festival. And I have these, but I haven't opened them. Don't judge me. Which, moving on. So there's the Coffee Toffee. Oh, no, Christmas Coffee, Shake Your Palms, and Hot Butter Rum. This is from a holiday, I think 2 years ago, and it's probably my favorite Too Faced eyeshadow palette of all time. I really like this one. Like, the shade here is stunning. The shade up here is stunning. Oh, Caramel Kisses, another great one. Like, the mattes in this one work really well. The only shade in here that I would say is a dud is the It's My Jam. I don't know why Too Faced has to put this weird purple shade in every palette. They're not very good at doing the shade either. It's a very strange thing they have going, but every other shade in here works just the way I want it to. One of my favorites. Another holiday palette from 2018. So this one's quite old. It came with like a diary that I really liked. The quality on this one's not there. See, again, that weird purple shade. Don't know how to explain it. It's not very good, but a lot of shades in this one actually happen to unfortunately be a dud. So they're not very good. This one I want to say is like holiday 2017, 2016. I'm not too sure. I really like the bronzer in this one. Bronzer is probably the best thing about these. They do smell really good though. Peppermint Mocha also smells really good. This blush was just too much for me, unfortunately. Same with this one, I think. Yeah, did not look good on me. But again, I love the Too Faced. This one's Cinnamon Bear. It's very cute. I really like this one. And then this is like a little like Sephora deluxe sample reward I got. I really like it for on-the-go travel. Too Faced, Peachy Matte, obviously. Again, if I lost my whole collection, one of the eyeshadows that I would have to repurchase is this one. It's a cult classic favorite for a reason. It's amazing. A real old throwback is the Nikki Tutorials Power Makeup. I don't understand why this one got so much hate, because honestly, Ivy, Painkiller, and Makeup and Chill, if I only had those 3 shadows forever and I could use any shimmer to go with them, I would have the perfect makeup look every time. Like, it would be a perfect makeup day. So I don't know why people hated that one so much. This is the Natural Love. Again, this one got a lot of hate, and it has a lot of kick up though, I will give you that. But like, the quality of these, especially for a Too Faced shadow, is really good. This, I've never opened it. It's just one of their holiday ones. Similar to these ones. I think the packaging is just slightly smaller. Again, these I buy more just for like collecting, because I really like the packaging. This I have opened before. It's not that good. Like, the shades in here, some of them work really well. Like, I think this is a really pretty color. But then some of these don't work really well. I really like the concept idea, but it's so hard to pull out and use because of the shape. Like, I wish they made it more like this one, so it would be easier for me to use, or have multiple rows instead of one long row, because it makes it very hard to use the palette. And then last but definitely not least is all of the long tins. So I will just go to the first one I bought. And this one has a special place in my heart because I was getting dental surgery when this launched. And when this is actually like the first one, when it first came out, the first wave, I had my mom refreshing my phone trying to buy this for me because I was going under in dental surgery. So I did get it. We thought we didn't get it, and then they like came out with now their second batch later on the day. So I got it later on when I was awake. But when I came out of dental surgery, my mom's like, I couldn't get it. Like, I was checking out and it sold out. I was literally, first off, high on drugs from the dental surgery, just bawling my eyes out in the dental office. And the ladies, they were all looking at me like, But I ended up getting it, and I love it. It's still a great palette. Like, this Nectar shade is such a pretty inner corner highlight. This Gingerbread Spice palette is a gift from my brother, or I guess my sister-in-law. It's okay. She's alright. She's very Christmassy. I feel like, obviously, you can use these palettes any time of the year, but I personally just never feel like using it any other time than Christmas. So it doesn't get used that much. Too Faced Semi Sweet was probably the best out of all of these tin ones. I love the formula in here. And this is like a perfect everyday shadow. Again, it's one of those ones where if I lost everything, I'd have to rebuy this. This is the Clover palette, and this is shit. This is literal crap. I think there's only one shade in here that actually works well. This literally, it's like, I've never experienced this. You'll put it on your eye, and then it will just disappear. Like, the whole color just disappears. This is absolute garbage. Oh no, I hit the camera. Yeah, no, it's not it. But the packaging's so cute. Look how adorable the little people are. So cute. This is the original chocolate bar palette. This is the new one. I bought it like right before because it's just continue now, I think, right? I'm not sure. Anyways, it's brand new, so I'm not going to open it. This is the pumpkin spice. Also haven't opened it, and I'm not going to open it. And then this is the chocolate gold. So yeah. So that's all like my main collection. I did go through my palette collection like a few years ago, and I took some out that I wanted to use for like art purposes. So I will show you guys those in a second. Okay, so when I was looking for the ones for my art, I found them. But then I also found this like singles pan I have. It's got like blushes and bronzers in here. Actually, I think at this point all the blushes I've gotten rid of because they're too old, and these are just bronzer shades. So moving on to palettes that I've previously decluttered and I've repurposed to do art. We have this purple shade. Again, I have a beef with purples. It has to be a very specific shade of purple for it not to give me a bruised look on my face. This shade here, though, I will say is very pretty if you use it to like smoke out a line. Great. This I loved for so long. Unfortunately, it's just expired. This coppery tone here is pretty. I would not put it on my face though, but it's still very pretty. But yeah, no, this is really old. This is when God Made the Woman, I think. Oh no, Right Up to the Moon. This is really pretty. This is the Essence Spice Up Your Life. Again, she a oldie but a goodie. This is the e.l.f. Mad About Mattes. Oh, Mad for Mattes, the original one, I think. Do I remember? This is a loose Zeal shimmer from Sigma. And then Patry? I'm not sure how you say that. They're really pretty. And then I have the loose pigment and purple from e.l.f. That's really old. Then this is another one of those the Jean Michael Buscati. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. If I'm saying it wrong, I'm really, really sorry. Again, like the packaging is really pretty, but the quality of these shadows, I don't know what the hell Urban Decay was thinking. These are trash. Like I've tried a lot of eyeshadow, as you can see, and these are just like not it. They're so patchy. Some more loose shadows in this bin. This is like a freebie that came with my order. She cute, she cute. So I was saying this earlier, the Natasha Denona minis, these are really bad. Like I would not recommend, like you could get similar shades from like a bad Too Faced palette. I would compare this to the Too Faced Life's a Party palette. That's how much I dislike this. And it's Natasha Denona. Again, this is a Kat Von D palette. It's all mattes. And her mattes, again, pigmented AF. Impossible to blend though. I'm not a makeup artist. I'm not pretending I'm a makeup artist. It's not what's happening here. They're really hard to blend. This one was okay, but I'm pretty sure this navy blue shade is like really hard to blend out. The Meat Matte. This one's really pretty. I wanted to use it for an art project I was doing. So that's why it's in here, but it is a really good eyeshadow palette. If I didn't have so many eyeshadow palettes, I wouldn't have done that. Like, I do genuinely think it's really nice. This is very expired. Like, very, very expired. My wonderful friend got this for me. She's basically a sister. This was the only eyeshadow palette I used all through university. And I want to repurchase it in the next Sephora sale just so I have it again. Just because it reminds me of memories. And, like, I was so afraid to use this at the time. That's why it looks like it's barely used, because I would very lightly pick up the shadow. I was so terrified of makeup back then. But yeah, no, I love this so much. This is just in here because I didn't want to be tempted to use it, because it is really, really old, like 10 years. So it's not for use. This I bought because back in the day, I would watch YouTube all the time, and YouTubers would be like, yeah, I have to have one colorful palette. So I'm like, oh, I need one color. No, I don't. No, I didn't. No. I tried to use it once. No, I was a clown. No. That was mistakes. This, I just don't like. It's the Smashbox Full Exposure Mini Palette. Just don't like it. I used it once and I was like, not for me, not for me. This is like a mini blush that I don't know why it's in here. This I got, I think, like last year. Or maybe not. Maybe that's a really old one. This is really old. Came from an Ipsy bag. This kind of purple is just, like I said earlier, doesn't suit me. Highlighter, one of those freebie palettes. This I actually really liked. These are my perfect shades. This is just really old. And then there's some MAC pigments in here. Oh, that's my whole collection. Thank you so much for coming on this very long-winded journey with me. And hopefully I make another one of these again soon so I can track what exactly I've been buying over the years and have memories to look back on. So if you made it to the end, cheers. Thank you. And I hope you guys have a lovely day. Okay, bye!